Video walkthrough on a Freedom Elite 22HE. Start in the back. You have a receiver so you can tow your vehicles with it. Or a bike rack. It has a 8,000 pound limit with a 5,000 pound tongue weight. It does only have a 4-way on it. If you want a supplemental braking, usually you need like a 7-way or at least a 6-way. But for now, get like a tow dolly to work with, or one without brakes, or a bike rack, big old rack for coolers and whatnot. Bumper caps do come off. It's going to be the perfect spot to store your sewer hose. These do not come with a sewer hose. That's going to have to be a separate purchase. You have a tank flush right here. So when you're dumping your black tank, you can screw a hose into here. And then as you're dumping and draining the black tank, you can turn the hose on, and there's a little nozzle in there that'll flush it out. City water, this is what you'll be using most of the time. If you got somewhere with water, this is where you're going to hook it up to. Short cord. Just your short cord. Comes with it. You just twist on, and then you can tighten this for extra security. It's on there nice and solid. It's 30 amp, and then you can see how long it is. Right below that, pretty obvious, that's your fuel fill. Then you drain right here. So make sure these are closed. Make sure these are closed for you folks. Always make sure your drains are closed, your valves, like that, before you take your cap off, if you've been using it, because there's going to be stuff behind the cap that'll come out. Then I always do black tank first. Let that get all the way drained, and then I use the gray tank to flush out the hose. That way when I pick it up to move it, it's not dripping in black tank water. Cable inlet, if you're going somewhere that provides cable, you can hook it up through there. Water heater is super simple. Only thing you folks have to do when you get this, throw your plug in there, get it started by hand. It is a plastic nylon plug. And then 15/16 is the socket size, so I get it started a couple threads by hand. I use a short socket with an extension, ratcheting wrench, get it snug down. Now as soon as you hook up water to it, whether it be from city or from your fresh tank, it's going to automatically start filling, and you're good to turn it on. Definitely recommend draining it after every trip. You don't want water sitting in there for a while. It'll start to get stagnant. So before you pull this plug out to drain it, open up your pressure relief right here, let all the water squirt out. Once it stops squirting out, snap it closed, then you can take this plug out. If you neglect to do this first, you're going to get water squirting all over you because all that pressure is coming out of here now, and if you've been running, it's going to be hot water. So other than that, I recommend cleaning in here and back there quite often, 4 times a year at least. Exhaust for furnace, just keep it clear. Clear out any debris you see in there. They do make screens for these. They say not to run your furnace with the screens on, but I have seen other people do it. That's not a recommendation to do it. I'm just saying other people do it. Do with that information what you will. Access to your generator, so you can perform any maintenance on it. You can take that panel off, check air filters, oil levels, change your oil, do whatnot. You can also start and stop it from out here, but the main controls to start and stop it are on the inside. Freshwater fill, just rest your hose in there. You turn your hose on, you'll fill your onboard fresh tank. Don't wait till you hear water start squirting out everywhere. Monitor it on the monitoring panel, because you don't want it to get clogged up here, and then this is an overflow vent or an air vent to allow the air to escape, but water will squirt out of here if you let it get too far. And if that were to fail for any reason and you jammed your hose in there and water can't escape around your hose, now you're pressurizing your tank, and it's not meant to hold pressure. Definitely recommend draining it after every trip. You don't want it holding water for weeks, it'll start to get stagnant. Awning's adjustable. Grab these large parts right here, pull down, that adjusts for pitch. So if it's raining, you'd have water run off to the corner rather than all the way along the edge. You can adjust them both so you can have the sun out of your eyes. If you roll it in wet, which you would do if it was raining real bad and you had to roll it in, because the wind can tear these fabrics and bend these arms, so you don't want to leave it open during a heavy rain day. When you roll it in wet, as soon as you get the chance to, sunny, and it gets dry out, roll your awning back out, let it dry off, so because you don't want it rolled up holding moisture, because it'll start to get streaky and smelly. Propane. Let's turn it. It's off right now. All the way to the left is on. All the way to the right is off. You have a gauge right here. It reads 3/4. 3/4 is actually full. There has to be 25% room in there for the vapor. This airflow exhaust for your fridge. This is like an intake for airflow. The exhaust portion would be on the roof. Just keep it clean. The more you clean it, the more the fresh air your fridge can get, so to allow it to cool better. Do you have outdoor power? GFCI protected. All your GFCIs are on the same circuit. If one's going to trip, they're all going to trip. And then you do have a large storage compartment out here. This is where I will put your short cord. A few more things on the outside. You do have a ladder, so it is a walkable roof. Definitely recommend going up there a couple times a year, looking at the roof material. You're looking at the roof material and all the sealant around your fixtures. You're looking for gaps, cracks, or voids in the sealant, tears in the roof. If you see something like that, take a picture of it. If you get the work done here, keep your receipts. If you buy the materials to do it yourself, keep your receipt. Because the only way to keep your roof warranty is proof of regular maintenance. And that involves doing some spot sealing every once in a while. RV treatment, RV rubber roof treatment, I definitely recommend. We can do that here. What we do is we wash the roof with a deck mop, and then we lay on a UV protectant. Because the sun is a killer on these rubber roofs, so the UV protectant is going to help the sun from kind of drying it out. I recommend getting that service done once a year. So now we'll come onto the inside. We'll start right here. This is your control for your awning. It does not stop automatically when it goes all the way out. You have to visually stop it yourself, and you have to hold the switch. You can't just tap it. Another GFCI outlet, like I said, all your GFCIs on the same circuit. Awning light in the middle, step light. Sorry, wrong step light. This light underneath. And then you have a light here, light switch here. This one right here does that step light over there and that one over there. And then the one on to the right of that one does your main row of lights. And then you do have battery disconnect. So when you are storing your unit, you can turn your disconnect off, disconnect your battery from everything. However, if you're charging your unit, but if you're plugging it in to charge it, if you have the ability to plug it in, like at your home, if you have store it in a garage or a pole barn or something, you have a 30 amp outlet you can plug it in. You want to make sure it's on so that charge can reach the battery. But if you don't have the ability to plug it in when you store it, I definitely turn your battery disconnect off so that nothing is using your battery while you're away. When you are driving down the road, it needs to be on for your radio to work. I don't know if you can see it there. So keep that in mind. Then right down here you have your solar charge controller. There are no panels on the roof, but it's equipped for it. So if you want the solar, you can, and then all it does is trickle charge your batteries. Right now it's just telling you what voltage is running through the 12 volt lines right now, 13.6. So that means that you were plugged in and the converter is charging your battery. We'll come up to the dash. Let me turn the AC off so you guys can hear me. There we go. So usually with these ones, if you have your key in the ignition or at least into the on position, your awning won't work. It's just a safety feature. Alright, so let's go more about the cab. It's basically like any Chevy box van. Here allows you to control all of the information on your screen down there. So all these allow you to cycle through like trip, fuel range, fuel economy, different information. And then you can do display lanes and turn on and off the door locks and whatnot. But here, controls for your lights. The nice thing about this being in a Chevy chassis is it does have auto daytime running lights. The Ford ones don't have those. And then you can change the brightness of your dome light when you turn it on, like that. With that right there. Tow haul mode, so if you are towing something with it. Then your radio, super simple to use. So if you tap home right here, you have different zones. So zone 1 is inside this cab area, so you can hear it just playing in the back. And then zone 2 is the back. Now you can just have it playing in the cab. You can have them both on, you can have them both off. Very nice. Tap the radio. Got your radio, you can change your channels this way. Push and hold down here to save a preset. Just like that. Change your band, local channels, audio settings, mode settings. So preset scan right there. Then you have a Sirius. This does not have the Sirius module in it, and then you can have that installed, and then you can pay the Sirius. I don't know how much that is per month. Dual mirror. If you wanted to HDMI your phone to this, there's a special cord you can get for it and whatnot. You probably won't ever mess with that. Let's go back home. USB. Hook your USB through here. You have USB flash drive. Usually they let you listen to music off the flash drive. If you have music on a flash drive, SD card. No card, you put an SD card in the slot right there. Bluetooth your phone to it. Meaning you can listen to your own music. You can make it take phone calls off the phone when you're driving down the road. And then you have AVN unused with this. And then dual mirror. You don't have to. Oh, sorry. Look at the wrong one. I am looking for one last setting. You have to go to radio. Go home. There we go. Rear camera. So you can turn your rear camera on all the time. So it's always on. It also turns on when you shift into reverse. You have your rear camera on. I like to drive with it on, just so I can see what's behind me. Pretty simple to use. The more you use it, the more you're going to get adapted using it. There's the HDMI pass-through. That's what I was showing you for that dual mirror if you have the special cord for that. USB charger. Charge your phone. 120 volt outlet right there. Another 12 volt outlet here. And another one here. That's pretty much it for the cab. Come up here, got your TV. If you want to swivel it out, you loosen these, swivel them out. You got your remote for it. It works off your antenna, or if you're hooking through your cable. And then they do give you off the TV this HDMI cord. So if you wanted to have your own DVD player, Blu-ray player, plug it into there, set your Blu-ray player in there, and you'll be able to jam out to your own, watch your own movies and anything you want off a Blu-ray player, DVD player, game console if you wanted to do it that way. And then right here, your TV is hooked to cable. This is another one if you have if you're gonna get a satellite installed or you have a cable box in here. But regardless, your TV is hooked up. If you're gonna use antenna, make sure that green light right there is on. If you're using cable, turn it off. But your TV is already hooked to this, so it's not like we left it unhooked or anything like that. That's just an extra one there. Main controls right here. You can see how full your propane is, how charged your battery is. It's always going to read fully charged when you plug in. Your fresh, your black, and your gray. Your fresh tank to drain, you undo the seat right here. Lift it up. Unscrew this panel underneath. There's 2 screws on either side. Pull it up. There's a valve you can pull up to drain the handle. Drain the handle. There's a handle on a valve that you can use to drain the fresh tank. You can start and stop your generator from here. You hold down stop till the light turns up, and then you hit start. If you are going to start your generator, I like unplugging the camper first, then starting the generator and let her get warmed up before I use any major 120 volt appliances. So if you had your camper plugged in and your AC was running and you wanted to switch to the generator, turn your AC off, let it turn all the way off, unplug the camper, start the generator, let her get warmed up, and then turn the AC back on. And then you have controls for your water pump, so you can pull from your fresh tank, LP, water heater on LP, water heater on 120 volts. You can 110. You can run them both at the same time. If you are going to use electric, make sure you have water in there, or you're going to burn out the heating element. This right here turns into a bed. All you do is undo this little arm right here. Push the whole thing down. It would go down further than this, but these cushions are coming in the way. The table's going to rest on this little shelf right here. And then you just reorganize the back cushions to create a platform to sleep on. Let me raise this table back up. Then you just lift it back up by hand. Put this back the way that it was so it doesn't come down. Each side has one seatbelt for a person. You definitely want people seatbelted in here when you guys are driving down the road. Microwave works like a standard household microwave. Only is going to work if you're plugged in or running off your generator. More switches here, one on the left. There's your fan, one on the right. There's these lights above the kitchen area. Cooktop, super simple. Fold up and back. All you got to do to light it is tune it to the flame. Twist it, she'll light up. The gas is off, so she won't light right now. But when you turn the gas on, the first appliance I try to usually get lit is your stove, because that's going to draw all the propane in through it. It's near the fridge, it's near the furnace, it's close to the water heater on the other side, but it's all near it, so it'll draw propane through the lines. Your oven works a little differently. You turn that to the flame, push and hold. Push and hold it in. As you're pushing and holding, twist your sparker. And what you're looking for in there is pilot to be lit. So you're pushing this in, twisting the sparker. Once the pilot's lit, you can let off and turn it to your desired temperature. If you don't feel like relighting the pilot again, and you know you're going to cook in a few hours, if you turn it off to the flame, shuts the burners off, but it leaves the pilot on. Definitely recommend making sure it's turned all the way off before you go to bed or before you step away from your camper for a little bit. Do you have a switch here? Up does the knobs, middle is off, down is the knobs and the oven light. Fridge is super simple. You have on or off, auto, or gas. I recommend just leaving on auto. Auto is going to default to 110, so if you're plugged in, that's what it's going to run off of. But if you're at the campground and someone would trip over your shore cord and unplug the camper, or the campground would lose power, this is automatically switched to running off of propane if your propane were to be on. That'll save your food from spoiling on you. Light for the bedroom area right here with 3 lights. You have a cubby with some USB ports over there. More clicking lights above the bed there. Emergency exits, very simple to use. Just pull the handles and pivot the window out. The window does open like a normal window too. Thermostat for your furnace, super simple. Click it over, and that's your temperature adjustment right here. And then just click it over to off, turn it off. This dial right down here will tell you what temperature it is inside. Plenty of storage here. Coming to the bathroom. Light switches. One on the left is the main lights in here. One on the right turns your fan on and off. Definitely recommend having this vent open and running your fan when you are taking a hot shower. You don't want the moisture to kind of stick to these walls, just like you would at home. Shower, super simple. We got hot and cold. They do give you a complimentary thing of tank bowl cleaner. Or not tank bowl, but tank cleaner. We'll put that in here. So if your black tank starts smelling a little unfresh, you just pour some down in the toilet, drive around a little bit, it'll kind of slosh it around, drain it up, and it should help it smell better. Toilet, super simple. As long as you're pushing this pedal down here, it's going to keep flushing. And then, resettable GFCI. This is the GFCI you're going to hit reset on if any of them were to trip. That's pretty much it for the bathroom. A few more things. AC, super simple to use. You have your cool mode, so low fan, high fan, low cool and high cool. High cool and low cool are both your AC settings. And then this is your temperature. Now just because it's red doesn't mean it's heat. It just means it's the warmest the AC will be. And you turn it to here for max cold. This right here, if you want to climb up there to make it into a bed, just fold this over. grab the other end of it, flip it over. There's going to be 2 little catches for your ladder to hook on the other side of that cushion, so you can climb up and down into that bed area. All right. Well, just a few more things. Safety feature-wise, you do have a fire extinguisher right there. You have a smoke alarm right here. These do take 9-volt batteries if they start giving you those low voltage chirps. Put a new 9-volt battery in it. And then right over here is a carbon monoxide / propane gas alarm. So if there's a propane leak, it'll go off, or carbon monoxide. That is hardwired to the 12-volt system, so there's no batteries you have to worry about changing. And then one more little thing. Breaker box, all your breakers for your 120-volt appliances, and then all your fuses for your 12-volt. Definitely I would invest in a spare fuse kit, just in case, so you have something to fall back on if one of those fuses were to trip. And then there's one more thing I want to make sure you guys know. We got some manuals in here. Now let's see. There should be. These usually. Oh, and then here's the big bag of your other manuals right there. And last but not least, all these little nuances of this. This is a little curtain right here. It's got a Velcro strip on there. You can see all these little Velcro circles all the way around here. Yep. On the other side, right up there. That's so you can run this on the inside right here, so no one can peek into your camper through your cab area. Because this curtain right here only closes this top half off. All right. Well, that concludes the video walkthrough of your Freedom Elite 22HE. Hope you guys found the video informative. I hope you guys get a lot of use out of this trailer. Hope you guys really enjoy it. Goodbye.